What is the road for Georgia? Where is the resistance for Georgia until the SEC championship game?
Well, it's Kentucky. I mean, it's Kentucky all day long, right? Can Kentucky stay on the field with them and make it a four-quarter ball game and give themselves a chance late? Can they get a special teams turnover, right? Can they get a team? Can they force Georgia into the pre-snap penalties that they were able to force, if you will? I guess those are unforced errors, but that they were able to get versus Florida. I think Kentucky is the next matchup, and then beyond that, you know that Florida's going to bring it. You know Florida's going to bring it versus Georgia. You know that's going to be a good football team, good football game. You know Florida's got they got the dogs to match up a lot better than Arkansas did, and at least make them be two-dimensional. Make them play the run and the pass. I do think, even though at this point Florida has been very one-dimensional, I do think they're better in the pass game than, say, Arkansas and some of the other schools that are one-dimensional in the country right now. But I think it's Kentucky. I think it's Florida. And then obviously they got the SEC championship with Bama, which I think they end up there playing the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that matchup against Kentucky coming in 2 weeks. They do have Auburn.
Yeah.
Speed bump in the way, right? I don't know if it's necessarily a fence, but it's a speed bump. You got to slow down a little bit, right? Go over that with caution, especially if you have a low-profile vehicle. But they're rocking dually tires, so they're just blowing straight through it.
Look, Max. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'm not going to bet on Auburn, but let's be honest. They just won a hell of a football game in Death Valley at LSU. That was a hell of a football game. That was an admirable performance by my man Bo Nix that I've been trying to bench. I've been trying to bench him for 5 weeks now. Yeah. Look, I mean, but more importantly, they went to Happy Valley. They went to Penn State. I think Penn State is the real deal Holyfield this year. I think they're a very, very, very good football team. And I'd love to see them in the college football playoffs. With that, Auburn went up there and went toe-to-toe with their boys. And I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know that Auburn's not going to give them a run for their money. I think Georgia's the better football team, obviously. I think Georgia has the ability to dominate and stop their run game. But I like Auburn's ability to throw the football more so than I do Clemson or Arkansas. And that's the two big wins that we've seen Georgia have right now. Georgia's going to have to defend more of the field to stop Auburn, to stop Kentucky, to stop Florida than they've had to against any opponent to this point. So I think Georgia wins that ball game, but I do think Auburn puts up more of a fight than they're probably going to get credit for.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get it too, because, I mean, that was another game, right? That LSU game, with them, everything that was going on with that against Auburn, Bo Nix really redeeming himself. I mean, the boy was tough as nails. I mean,
come on, man. Cool.
Hey, to take all of that, to take the mental state of being benched in a game against Georgia State, and then to come back against the LSU Tigers and say, "Oh, let me dust it. Go ahead, dust the shoulder off." Smack him in the mouth and just not even flinch. That's a heck of a moment. I got to give props to Bo Nix for answering the bell, because I thought TJ Finley was going to be in that game.
I thought he was a starter. I thought he was going to be in the game. I thought he made him a better football team. And I'm going to tell you, Bo Nix put the team on his back down the stretch and won that football game for his team. If there were any doubts about who the dude was coming into that football game, I would, if I were Bo Nix right now, I would have kept quiet leading up to this ball game and handled my business. But if I'd have performed the way he did last week in those moments, I'd have to sit down with the coach this week and say, hey man, I mean, now I've earned it. You know, now I put the team on my back, and I've gone and got a fourth quarter victory at night in Death Valley when nobody thought we could do it. When I was doing a lot of it single-handedly, running around back there like a chicken with my head cut off, making big time throws. Like, now's the time. This is my team, coach. I mean, you do what you got to do, but I'm letting you know that where I stand is no more Mr. Nice Guy, no more splitting time. I mean, this is my team. I feel like I've earned it.
Yeah, exactly. Give me all them 1 reps. Give me all those.
That's right.
I need those 4 and 5. I'll take all of them. He don't get those last 2. When it's the
That's
5
right.
plays live action, I want all 5, coach.
That's
Give them to me. So that
right.
good on good section. So I mean, and so when you look at that, I agree. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a better game when they play each other. But yeah, I mean, Georgia, what they showed me last week, they're better equipped, but I still don't trust that pass game. When they actually get a team that can stop their run, that's where I worry. Because like you said, Sensibile only had to throw the ball 11 times, and that was a generous 11
times.
Imagine a team actually forces you not to rush the ball 56 times in a game. Yeah. That's what I just don't know. And I don't know with Stetson Bennett or JT Daniels, because I don't know if I trust any of those guys outside of the tight end for them. You know what I'm saying? As an actual threat to go deep, to go yard. So it's going to be interesting these next 2 weeks, and then there's a bye, and then they'll play Florida.
That's you're hitting the nail on the head, Max. I mean, they're obviously a great football team, and I do believe that Georgia's closer to one they are 4, but they've not faced a well-rounded offense that's 2-dimensional. And then when you look at defensively, they've not faced a defense yet. Well, I guess they did in Clemson. They damn sure did in Arkansas, that could stop the run and make them throw the football to win, to your point. And so they're a great football team, and nobody in their right mind has them ranked outside the top 2. But I do think there's some things that the jury's still out on. We just haven't seen them. Now, I think they can after what I watched, but we haven't actually seen it on film enough to be convinced that they're that good. A 2-dimensional offense versus this Georgia defense is something we've yet to see to this point, and I'll be anxious to see how they perform when that happens.
Yeah, no, me too. And I think we might get a preview of that this weekend.